Hello, everybody. It's Sharif here again from the negotiation desk from Drive Away. I hope everyone is doing well today. So today is a little bit different. I try to put some effort into a checklist. It didn't come up the way I wanted to come. I know on the camera the wordings are the opposite way, uh, but I really have to change some of my setup here. But let me get to the point. I don't want to take much of your time. So what I'm doing right now is I just created a checklist. I will be uploading that checklist. Um, I should be looking at the camera. Yeah, so I will be uploading the checklist on the comments. So I will have it as a PDF as well. This is for a new car. This is a new car checklist. So we can start for now. This is just a very basic checklist. The process is obviously lengthier than that. So I'll be also taking a picture and posting it, or you can follow me on my Instagram, TikTok as well, and Facebook. But I'll also have in my comments, I will add a copy of it, maybe a PDF or a picture. Okay. All right. So let's get right into it, guys. So this checklist is for whoever is buying a new car. Okay. So first you gotta identify your needs, right? So you as a buyer, you need to understand exactly what you're looking for, right? So are you a family? Okay. Or are you single, right? Um, are you expecting a baby, especially with a family too? Sometimes you are expecting a baby, and let's say you have a kid with you, an existing child, or you don't have an existing child, depends on your situation. But my point is really know your needs. Sit down with yourself and with your whether couples sit down together and really understand what your needs are and what you really want to cover. Okay, what do you want the vehicle to cover for you in terms of the needs? Are you like do you want an SUV? Do you want a sedan? um how many seats are you expected to have inside the vehicle based on how many family members you are? Again, everyone have a preference when it comes to a car. Someone wants a sports car, certain engine type, certain transmission type. There are some people who want a truck because they're going to use it for work or as a toy. Some family might want an SUV, or maybe even a single person who want an SUV. Some people like to sit up high and just enjoy. Okay, I just want to make sure the mic is on. It is on. It's green here, so yeah, it is on. Yeah, so identifying your needs is huge because you do not want to get into the wrong vehicle. You do not want to commit yourself to like a 5 6 years loan, and then you're getting yourself in the wrong vehicle. And remember, in Canada, unfortunately, we don't have a cooling off period like the US does. So we don't have a 30-day return for a vehicle. Once you lease it or finance it or pay cash for it, it's yours. They'll not return it for you unless it's defective. Even if it's defective, a new car, the manufacturer, sorry, not the manufacturer, the laws in Canada, provincial laws in Canada, are not good at all. Like, they're not helpful when it comes to returning a defective vehicle, a new defective vehicle. But we'll get into that later. So let's keep going through the checklist. So yeah, test driving, right? So once you identify what kind of vehicle, the needs you want in that specific vehicle, which is something I can go over with you, but I know you can easily find a need based survey online, or even when you go to a dealership, should do a proper need analysis with you to really understand what your family needs when it comes to a car, or your own personal need when it comes to buying a car. So something very important: test driving. Okay, test driving the vehicle is very important. um if you can go by yourself, great. If you can't, take the salesman with you. Obviously, if they're good at their job, they're gonna really show you the important things. So they're gonna tie your needs to the car. So they're gonna say, oh, based on what you've mentioned to me, you need that extra space, or you don't need like too much of a long hood, for example, or the car is not too high, or the truck is not too high. Whatever your needs are, they should tie it to why this vehicle is the right vehicle for you. Okay, and you should also have that feeling. So don't be pressured. if you need to test drive the vehicle more than once, please do. And also, so be again, this is all under the checklist. You should test drive the vehicle, check your blind spot, check the height from the ground, how high it is, how easy it is for you to get in and out of the vehicle. Okay, especially gentlemen with and ladies with knees issues. It's sometimes it's really hard to get in and out. Okay, if the vehicle is like too low or too high from the ground. So be careful if the vehicle is too high from the ground and you have a knee issue, okay, or a back issue. So be careful. The seats, how comfy are the seats? And the ground clearance when it comes to snow, how much of a ground clearance the vehicle has, the inside space of the vehicle. So check everything. Don't rush your test drive. The seating position, how are you positioned in your seat? Go for a city test drive. Go for um, um, highway test drive too, right? But don't let this get to you emotionally and you buy the car. Never buy the car right on the spot unless like you know about cars, you really know this is the car, not a car. This is the car, right? So don't buy a car on the spot, okay? Unless you really know what you want. Maybe take it, park it at home. Whatever you're living, you want to make sure that this car is going to fit properly on your property. Or if you live in a condo, just make sure it fits fine. You know what I mean? You're not going to have any clearance issues. Uh, Easy to get in and out, easy to park. Just make sure you do that, because sometimes, because it's a little things, we don't think about it, but sometimes people actually make a mistake. You know what I mean? So just be careful, especially for also people who love to buy like sports cars. If they're too low to the ground and you live in a condo with like a little bit of a hill, uh, you might scratch your vehicle from the bottom if it's too low, right? So again, just take it home. Just take it home. Doesn't mean you're gonna buy it. Again, don't let the emotions get to you. Don't let the emotions get to you. Because you're gonna feel this new smell, the new car feeling. So don't let it get to you. Don't make a decision on the spot. Don't be impulsive, okay? So you don't regret it. Because a lot of people, 40% or 45% of buyers regret their car buying. So it's a big decision, guys. It's a huge commitment. Be responsible, right? Yeah. So if you live on a hill, especially for people who live in, let's say, Atlantic Canada, there's a lot of hills. So if you live on a hill, you want to make sure that you're definitely as well, checking the vehicle in terms of, let's say, if it's all-wheel drive versus rear-wheel drive. Depends on the weather condition. You probably want to stick to all-wheel drive. However, front-wheel drive is the second, and then last option is the rear-wheel drive. Um, After you do the test drive, okay, because obviously before you negotiate, before you research, you want to check, at least you should have an idea on what kind of car you want to buy, so you're not wasting your time at the dealerships. So take a day just for test drives. Take a day just for test drives, okay? After you test drive, research, guys. Research, research, research. Okay. I can't emphasize enough on how important research is. So you want to check the manufacturer website. In my previous video, I did mention that to check the manufacturer website. So check the manufacturer website, build and price tool on the manufacturer website. So the intention of checking the build and price tool, guys, is to check the MSRP, right? So you need to check the MSRP, okay, the base price of the vehicle, which a manufacturer's adjusted retail price. So you know what you're at. The fees, that any fees that associated, usually there will be the levy fees, and that's all on the manufacturing website we're talking about right now. You could also compare it. You could also check the dealer website itself. Um, you also want to make sure that if the vehicle is available or not by calling the dealership. Okay. So anyway, so build and price, check the MSRP, fees, interest rate, and rebates, guys. So check the interest rate on the website, because finance managers do get kickbacks from the banks. So you want to make sure that you're not getting a rate that, just because they tell you that doesn't mean that they're telling you the truth. Not because of a finance manager told you, oh, you qualify for 7%, you don't qualify for 5. They have to justify it, and you also have to know your credit score, and you really need to know, like, Is there somewhere else where you can get a better rate? Maybe check with your bank. Usually the dealership should give you a better rate. However, check with your bank. Check if you have a line of credit that has a better interest rate, or even using an equity line of credit from your home, because usually those are lower rates. But remember, those are variable rates. Okay, the equity line of credit ones are variable rates, not fixed. The one you get from the dealership is a fixed rate. So there's a pros and cons. So we will talk about that in a different video. So yeah, you want to check the rebates too, right? So rebates, guys, is different than discounts. Manufacturer rebates, like we've explained before, manufacturer rebates. For example, if you have an existing specific brand at home and you want to trade that brand for the same brand, so you have a Toyota, you want to trade it for, you want to get a trade that Toyota, buy a new Toyota, or you have whatever the vehicle is, or a Honda or a Hyundai or Subaru, or Ford, whatever the brand. Just make sure you check the manufacturer rebate, and I would definitely recommend going with a interest rate discount instead of a cash discount. Right, on the long term, the interest rate saves more money because the interest is compounded on these loans. So it's better to go with a interest rate discount than a cash discount. So these are manufacturing rebates. Now there is the discount is at the dealership, right? Some dealerships will definitely offer discount plus the manufacturer rebates as well. But you want to make sure that you're educated. This is all about educating you guys to make sure that you're making informed decision, or this will definitely should help you. Okay, to be aware, right? You want to make sure when you go to a dealership, like, you know, these basics. These are basic stuff. Okay, you should absolutely know before going to a dealership, so they don't play with you or give you games or tell you information that's incorrect. Because remember, they have the power. You're going to their house. They're not coming to your house, right? You're going to their house, so they have full control, full power. Okay, find out about rebates. I already said that on the manufacturer website. Now, if you want to find about invoice pricing, you can go on unhaggled.com. I did explain also that in a different video about the invoice pricing. Uh, and manufacturer website, we already said that. So start calling dealerships, right, and compare prices, right? So you need to call the dealerships around you, even whether it's local dealerships or dealerships that are outside your zone. If you would need to drive an extra 2-3 hours, guys, and you could save $1,000, think about it, right? Would it make more financial sense? Okay, but you want to make sure that you're securing that vehicle before you go. So you could try to do like a deal over the phone. Some dealerships will take a deposit over the phone and secure the vehicle. Some don't. Okay. So definitely call dealerships, compare prices. And, when I'll teach you guys some tactics and some ways on what to say on the phone to get what you want. Okay. Because at the end of the day, trust me, they want business. Okay. They want business. Okay. Yeah, know your credit score, right? So part of your research too, guys, is to know your credit score. You can easily find that on the banking app, right? You want to know your credit score, so you don't think that, oh, I have maybe a too low of a credit score, or my credit score doesn't qualify for prime rate. So whatever is on the manufacturer website, these are prime rates. Okay. So we'll get into that later about credit scores and what credit scores qualify for what. This is more in the finance side. But again, you should know this before going to a dealership. And never pull your credit. Don't let them pull your credit, because pulling the credit means you're just going for the car. Okay, for some people which are subprime, they pull the credit to know what vehicle they're going to put you on, and they hammer you with very high interest rates. We're going to talk about this later. Okay, number 3, negotiate over the phone. Okay, so try your best to negotiate with the dealership, and I'll definitely post negotiation tactics, state lines you guys say to them, and what the reply could be from the salesman, and what you should reply as well from your side, so you can try to win the negotiation as much as you can. You should definitely squeeze them the same way they squeeze you, because they're gonna try to keep gross, they're gonna try to keep money on the vehicle, right? They don't want to take anything off the vehicle, right? They don't want to discount it, right? So you should just be patient and be calm, and just try to aggressively negotiate with the dealership. All right, so we're at negotiate over the phone, so try negotiation over the phone. um That's obviously when you're negotiating over the phone, you can say something like, I've been looking for this vehicle. I already test drove it. I want it. This is the vehicle me and my family love. I'm ready to buy the vehicle today. You can say something like, "Oh, I spoke to dealership B. They offer me this. What can you beat it? And then we can do a deal. I can give you a deposit $500 over the phone." Sometimes they can ask for 1,000, which is okay if you really determine this is the vehicle to buy. Okay, obviously there is more in the negotiations that goes more than I'm mentioning right now, but I am gonna post more content on how to do more deeper negotiation and more effective negotiation to get what you want. All right, guys. So, yeah, when you're getting an offer from a dealership, try to get it on text or email. I mean, I know email is not always the best, but try to get it on text. Okay. Some dealerships do it because at the end of the day, if they don't, you can just tell them, okay, I'm gonna shop somewhere else. Bye. Right. So you also need to know how to negotiate, when to negotiate, and what to say during the negotiation to win the proper deal. Because you wanna win the right deal. Okay, so the in-person negotiation. Now, obviously, guys, some of you, I know probably a lot of you, are negotiating at the dealerships. And reality, this is how most of the deals are done over at the dealership. But things are changing, guys. There are some customers who are negotiating over the phone, but you really need to know how. It's an art. It's an actual art how to do it. So we'll go over that too, and on a different video. Okay, so if you're at the salesman desk, okay, you need to understand there's two things. When you're negotiating in person, your first stage is the salesman desk. Second stage is finance manager desk. Okay, two stages. Remember, it's a psychological tactic they will play with you. They keep you on the dealership for hours because you're gonna lose energy. You're gonna start feeling you wanna go eat. You want like, okay, let me sign, get me out of here. Don't do that, guys. Go have lunch, go go on your day, do whatever you need to do, come back to the dealership, right? But do not negotiate with an empty stomach. Please don't do that. Okay, so when you're at the salesman desk, the first thing they're gonna bring you, okay, after like doing your needs and test drive and everything, they are gonna bring you the four square sheet. The four square sheet, that's their favorite sheet. So it's gonna show four payments. One payment would be, they'll never show you a stripped payment. Stripped payment means it doesn't have any add-on or accessories on it or protection or warranty or fees. They're gonna show you 3 to 4 payments for different terms, leasing or financing, and all of them are gonna be filled with accessories, with everything. Sometime they would strip everything and only show you, they're gonna show you 4 payment, and one of those payment will be stripped out of everything. Now, the moment that the salesman bring out the four square they call it, or the sheet with your payments, please don't negotiate on payments. Please, you're doing a huge disservice. Okay, tell the salesman, keep the sheet here, keep the four square here, which is the payment sheet, and go to your manager. Tell them to go to their manager and get me the breakdown disclosure sheet or breakdown sheet that shows me whatever I'm paying for. Some of the salesmen will tell you, oh, we're going to write it down for you, and they're going to write it on a piece of paper. Don't accept that. Tell them, guys, you want my business? I'm committing thousands of dollars to you guys. At least be upfront and transparent. When you guys don't show me the breakdown sheet, that's a red flag. You should tell that to the dealership, okay? And you should make them feel, okay, I'm going to walk away. This is serious. You guys are not being upfront. Okay? Because at the end of the day, guys, it's all about you, your family, and your money. It's a big, big commitment. Huge commitment. Buying a car. Okay, so they go bring you the disclosure sheet, the breakdown sheet. I'll go on a different video to tell you how you can negotiate on the breakdown sheet. Because every single item of that breakdown sheet could be negotiated. As long as you're educated, you know what to negotiate. You know what the all-in pricing that we talked about before, right? And you know what the rust protection is, the paint protection. Some of those stuff, guys, is just like, some of that paint protection is just an expensive wax. It's not really what they say it is. Okay, I'm just being very upfront with you guys. Like, some of it is just what the salesman describe. More than half of what the salesman say is just nonsense. Okay, okay. So um, we're at negotiating the MSRP. Okay, always negotiate off the MSRP, not the payments, not the four squares sheet. So in that disclosure sheet, like we said, the breakdown sheet, you will see MSRP. Sometimes they add some pre-accessories, pre-installed accessories. So sometimes there are accessories that installed from the dealership. Sometimes there are accessories that installed by the dealer. Okay. So you can tell them, based on the all-in pricing as per the Ontario law, the provincial regulator, I expect the all-in pricing on your website to include all of that. Show them the website, take a picture, a screenshot of the website, and just negotiate. So I'll go in more details. I would do a video only on how to negotiate on the breakdown sheet. I'll do a different content for that, because that needs time and needs certain things to say and how you say it and when you say it. Okay, when you're at the finance manager desk, remember guys, this is just a checklist. Finance manager desk, you need to know your credit score. Okay, before going there, like we said, on your mobile app, you can know that on the banking app on the phone. Know the car warranty. So whatever car you want to buy, there's two types of warranty. There's a basic warranty, okay, comprehensive, and powertrain. You need to understand both, okay, and you need to educate yourself before going to the finance manager. You need to educate yourself so they don't sell you warranties that you don't need. They don't give you extra interest rate that you should not get. The lower the interest rate, the better. So you should get what's on the website, unless you have a really, really bad credit or your credit score under a certain number. So we'll talk about that later. So the basic warranty, make sure you're educating yourself from the manufacturer website, because they also explain about the warranties. So make sure, or you can ask just, whatever AI you can ask about the warranties, especially for like the basic warranty and comprehensive, whatever, 3 years, 60,000. A lot of manufacturers have that, covering your screen, your sensors. So they're very, very common, right? They're easy to find out. Roadside assistance. Now, another thing, the gap life and disability insurance, guys. The gap life and disability insurance, you can buy those if you want, if you really, really need them, and you see there's a legitimate case to have them. You can buy them from a life insurance company or an auto, for auto insurance, buy it from an auto insurance, obviously, and the life and disability, buy it from life and disability company. Don't buy it from the dealership because they have a big markup on them, right? And the gap insurance, you can get gap insurance from your auto insurance. It's going to be cheaper than the dealership. That's it for today, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. This is just a quick checklist, a quick rundown of what you should check. I will post this. I hope you guys, benefited from this. Thank you guys so much for watching, and have yourself a wonderful, wonderful evening. I'm just looking for the pause button right now. All right, guys, thank you so much. I really hope you enjoyed. Please, I would love to get your feedback. Subscribe and like. If you have more questions, please comment. Please comment. I need your support. I'm trying to make a difference in the car insurance industry when it comes to dealerships selling cars to the public. The public need to be aware about and educated. So please let me know if you have any questions. Thank you so much. Sharif, your car advocate. Thank you.